Hi Taurus, hi, welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. Today we'll be future focused, forward focused, future focused. We'll be looking forward into future energies of love, lessons around love, life, and career. And so we're going to go ahead and start with love. Welcome. Please take a moment to like, share, comment. If this is your new time on the page, consider, if you would, subscribing. If you subscribe, make sure you hit the bell so that you will be notified in case I go live or in case I post new content. Okay, Taurus? Thank you. It's nice to see you today. Let's take a look at the future energies coming in regards to love. Okay, we're going to start with love here. All right. Future energies in regards to love for Taurus. I feel like overall this is really going to be a time of challenging your perceptions, your self-belief. This may be an energy of really having to take a look at what your beliefs are, what you're thinking, around certain things as you're delving in to find out what could be holding you back or what type of challenges are popping up. It could stem around like how you're looking at things, how you're looking at yourself. I really feel like the spotlight is going to be on like things unseen, kind of like 12th house energy, and taking a look at what's going on, in those shadows that are yet to be revealed. And so for you, we're going to go ahead and look into love, okay? So what lessons will Taurus be learning around love in the future here? Yeah. Around love here. What lessons will Taurus be learning around love in the future here? Let's take a look. Okay. Good energy coming out. Yeah, so let's see. Okay. So I'm pulling from my Tarot of the Heart deck, and in regards to love. So the energies that came out are hope, the sun, and temperance. And then we also have the devil and the lover's energy. Taurus, coming up in the future, some of the lessons around love, I feel like someone could be recuperating and coming back into health, first of all. And this coming back into health is going to be celebrated with even more close, intimate connections. It's almost like going to be a celebration of life, of someone coming back to life or coming back to health. But with hope, the sun, and temperance, I feel like for some of you, you're going to be leaving things in the past. You're going to be learning lessons around letting things go in order to renew your hope and your view, your desire, and your commitment to love, right? And so this may be an opportunity in the future where you'll be learning to release things and forgive. You're going to learn to actually visualize what commitment means to you, what love means to you. There's going to be opportunities to do that in the future. Also, this feels like a very warm, with the sun, a very passionate, fiery time in love, especially if you'll be recommitting to vows or really taking a look at, things that you once held in high regard, but because of experiences, it kind of dwindled a little bit because of trials with love, right? I feel like you're going to be pulling that back out and placing that back up on the throne of your heart as it pertains to love. And this is going to usher in this very passionate season of happiness and fulfillment around love. For some of you that are waiting for love, this is going to be you still holding on to your belief that it's coming. And this is going to be an opportunity to invite love in, right? And your desire for love could be being rekindled too. For those of you that have settled and just said, you know what, whatever, I'm not even thinking about it. Doors are going to open. Opportunities are coming in for you to rekindle the fire or the hope around love, your faith in love. I feel like in the future too, you're going to learn lessons around balance, around the importance of not letting things, it almost feels like that saying, never go to bed mad, never go to bed angry, but handle situations while they're fresh. Don't let them procrastinate and fester into something bigger. I feel like you'll be learning lessons around handling stuff when they come in. And that's going to be part of positioning yourself to take opportunities when they arrive and not backtracking, having to go back and fix things so that you can take the opportunity, right? It's being ready at the time when those opportunities present themselves around love. And this is whether you're in a relationship or not. I feel like some of the challenges that you will be learning with love is going to deal with you dealing with temptation, especially for my singles. You thought that you weren't going to have to deal with this again, right? But now that you're single, you've left this last relationship that no longer served you. Guess what's coming back around? That thing that you just find it so hard to say no to, right? That thing that looks so good and delivers. Honey, does it deliver? Do they deliver? Oh, yes. But there's a dark twist to it. There's a darkness to that person that you can clearly see. There's always a price to be paid on the other side of that deliverance, right? What is that saying? The enemy will always take you further than you want to go and make you stay longer than you want to stay, right? It's that kind of energy. And so I feel like what you'll be learning again, right? Coming up in the future, you could have the opportunity to tap into your temptations. I feel like this is for those of you that have a type. You have a type and you find it hard to say no to this type. And in the future, you're going to be learning more about that temptation that's still lingering in the shadows for you. Now, how you handle that temptation is yet to be seen, but it's saying that there's lessons coming around that in the future here. And it's important to just remember, as we look back, on the past year, the past 10 years, today is a result of the decisions that we've made back then. And just like the decisions that we make right now are going to be a result of how our life is going to look in the future. And understand for every decision that we make, there is a reflection of that decision that will appear in the future, right? And so as you look forward, make sure you're making decisions based on what you want to be, where you want to be, what you want things to look like in the future, right? And if you already know going in subconsciously, you're already knowing that's a no-no, right? You may want to really hone in on that and just kind of avoid the temptation. I know it seems very tempting, and I know I'm already knowing, but you know what? This might be an opportunity to really grow and to face, some of the things that you've dealt with in the past, and you've already got the t-shirt for it. You already know where that's going to end. This might be a test to see how much you've grown from the last time you had to deal with this energy. You know, it's not that the temptations will go away, it's just that we get stronger. A temptation is a temptation because it has some part in us, right? But when we grow and we heal that, when the temptation comes, it doesn't see any part of itself in us. So there's nothing there to connect to attach to. So you may be learning about possible healing things that are still there, healing types of energies that you were attracted to in the past that ended up being trouble, right? You may be learning some of those lessons again just to see how much you've grown, Taurus. And I think for those of you in a relationship, you could be definitely learning lessons around prioritizing your relationship. There could be, you know, things or people wanting you to choose them over the, you know, prioritizing this connection that you have. So there's going to be lessons learned around placing your connection as a priority. Usually that's when third parties sneak in, is when we prioritize other people and other things over the connection. But there may be a resurgence of the importance of placing your connection first. And that goes for family, not letting family come in between your connection, not letting children come in between your connection, not letting work come in. Is prioritizing the connection, right? Because it's what you put into it. It's what it will end up being, what it is that you'll get out of it. And so I feel like for some of you, this Lover's card represents you needing or you learning lessons around what needs to be prioritized. And it may in fact be love. It may in fact be your connection, if in fact you see a future, a true future with this person. If in fact you honor and you have this true sense of you know, commitment, and you are committed to actually pouring into your future. If this connection is a part of your future, I feel like there's going to be lessons around, possibly, like I said, there's going to be some energy for Taurus where you're going to be having to take a look at how you think about things. This 12th house energy, this is energy that is not necessarily visible. It's hidden in the shadows, you know, very mysterious energy, stuff that come up and you're like, well, where did that come from? Like, okay, you know, but there's something hidden there where that came from, you know. And so it's going to be looking at those areas that aren't necessarily front and center for you. You're going to have to actually take a look at your reasoning, you know, the choices that you're making, how you're actually viewing things. Some of those things could in fact create blocks when it comes to love. You're going to be having the opportunity and having lessons around seeing those things and having those things come up through circumstances in the relationships, okay? And so it's very interesting energy, very subconscious energy, very beautiful energy, opportunity to really surrender to the process of growth, inner growth, and introspection inwardly, okay? So love, it feels really good overall, okay? For you, love, this may actually be a time of transformation, depending on the decisions that we make, okay? And those decisions are based on that mindset that's coming out, okay? During this time for you, Taurus. Let's take a look at general life lessons. Whoa. General life lessons that could be being learned here in the future. What are some general life lessons that Taurus will be experiencing in the future here. So real, so real. For Taurus. All right. I do feel like part of your lessons, life lessons, is going to be around, definitely around connections. I'm getting heart energy. And so it's going to be around definitely connections, taking a look at what it is that you are holding, as we just kind of discussed with love, but it even goes further than that, right? These are bigger than love too. I feel like this is things that are pouring into other areas of your life. It's going to be taking a look at what you prioritize, you know, and so there's definitely going to be lessons around that. And the lessons around this is having you take a look at what you hold near and dear. It could be relationships, right? It could be a job. It could be not necessarily romantic connections. It could be casual connections. This could even be karmic connections. People that have been brought into our lives to teach us a certain lesson. And that's it, right? But it's taking a look at, and it's a number 6, right? The number 6 is always represent for me a reflection of self, some revealing of self, like coming home to self. You'll be having some type of clarity, right? That'll come in around what it is that you hold, what you're loyal to, what it is that you hold near and dear to your heart. There may be some reflections and revelations happening around that for you, Taurus, okay? And this is important because this is also going to let you know how it's affecting other areas of your life. Maybe if there's something that's out of balance, something that you're honoring a little bit too much, and it's setting something that actually should be honored higher. Like maybe you're holding your job at the highest place in your life, and because of that, your marriage is, you know, it's suffering, right? It's out of balance. So it's things like that. It doesn't have to be that. That's just an example. But it causes you to have to actually see what it is that you're holding as most important, you know, in your life, and whether or not that's what it should be. And so there's lessons around that. There could be experiences that bring that out for you. I also feel like there's going to be lessons about pushing or accepting. You could be being pushed in certain ways to grow, and the lesson is going to be around accepting that challenge. Accepting the challenge of having, you know, situations that actually push you out of your comfort zone, and being okay with that, like being open for that. Because what you'll find is once you are surrendered to it and you allow that challenge to take place and you take it on and you know, succeed at the challenge, or you cause yourself to actually step outside of some comfort zone that you're in, you actually find that you're thankful that you accepted that challenge. Because had you not, you would still be kind of stuck, sometimes in a rut, stuck in the same place that you were. But then when you get over this challenge and you get to the other side of it and you look back and you're like, oh, that's why. Okay, now I get it, right? And so there's some level of learning how to surrender to, and this could come through as possible structural criticism, you know, possible challenges to do something or to change something or to grow, you know. So there's some level of growth that's coming in as a lesson, and that can come in many different ways, but it almost feels like you're going to be kind of, pushed out there in some type of way, made uncomfortable and made to move, to make a decision, to do something. And I also feel like there's the energy coming in the future for you, Taurus, around facing. There's something that you may want to do, but because you've been a little bit drawn back, taken aback, a little bit intimidated, maybe by what other people will think. Maybe you've been a little intimidated because you don't really want to put yourself out there and face failure. This could be something that if you were to do it, you're going to have an audience that gets to see you. This is maybe something that you're learning in front of everybody, but the challenge coming in, the lesson around this is facing that, whatever that is, chopping it up and just doing it regardless of what the outcome is, because this is not about the outcome. So many times when we're on a journey, it behooves us not to be so outcome focused, because that takes away so much of the treasure of that experience, of that process. Many of us come to find out, like, it's not about getting there, because once you get there, it's like, okay. And then you become ready to do something else to get there again. And then you get there, and then and so it's this non-ending path or seeking for conquest. But there's so much more to the process if we slow down and realize that that is the reward. It's the process. It's the growth that happens through stepping out, through facing your fear, right? It's all about the growth. Yes, the reward that comes at the end is worth it too. That's a part of it too. But a lot of the big gifts are actually in the process, right? And so there's some level of facing of fear that I'm feeling will be part of your lesson. Facing, having to possibly deal with things not turning out the way that you hoped, right? But it's not even about that. It's about you believing in yourself enough to just do it, releasing the outcome, because this is not about the outcome. This is about doing it. This is about the fear that exists behind that. Again, tapping into those 12th house energies, that shadow energy about how we think and how we're processing things, and how sometimes that can be the block that's keeping us stagnant or keeping us in place. And so those are the lessons coming in generally around life, is around growth, being open and submitted to your ability to actually see yourself truthfully, possibly in ways that you haven't before, being open to that. Okay. Let's take a look lastly at career. Okay. What future lessons are coming in for Taurus around career? What future lessons are coming in for Taurus around career? What future lessons are coming in? This is definitely about growth for you, Taurus. I feel that heavily. What future lessons are coming in around career for Taurus? Okay. Future lessons coming in around career for Taurus. I definitely see lessons around being prepared, around planning, and, not having to react, but being proactive, right? It's that saying that was out a couple of years ago, to stay ready so you don't have to get ready. There could be lessons coming in to be, in a position of just being ready for whatever could be coming, for opportunities that'll arise for you career-wise. Some of you may be waiting for things to open up for you. You may be waiting for opportunities to come your way. And Spirit is saying, but are you ready? And if you're ready, then are you staying ready? Or are you kind of waning in and out of that readiness state, right? Wands is doing energy. It's very fiery energy. Very associated with being confident in yourself, right? And taking accountability for your ability to show up and show up in the world and do what it is that you're able to do, right? And so this could definitely be challenging you. There could be lessons around really standing in your power, which may place you in leadership energy, right? Being courageous, stepping out to do things that you might normally shirk away from. But coming up in the future, you're going to be possibly placed in positions of even motivating others, learning how to accept that role if that's been placed on you. And understanding sometimes you don't even have to step in that role to be in the role. People could just look up to you just because. And it's understanding that you have like a level of responsibility for those that are, I do feel like there could be lessons around collaborating, working with others. There could possibly, as I said, people could be looking up at you for the type of work that you do and for the way that you work. Like people notice like what a good energy you carry when it comes to work. The type of work that you accomplish could be like high level. You could be on a whole different level than those that you work around. And so there could be an invitation into collaborating, or you could be placed with a team of people. Maybe they feel like there's some level of guidance or something that you have that could possibly be of assistance to, a team of people. There's some level of mastery here. You could be placed in a situation where you're being led to master your craft in a group setting, though, really honing in on your skills. And knowing your stuff like the back of your hands is what I'm hearing. Yeah. For some of you, you're entering into new spaces where you'll be learning and, learning how to be open to dream again, to open up that energy of creativity, of starting something new, right? Or if there's something that you had not given proper energy or time or effort, this may present you with an opportunity to do that and lessons around that. Being open to new ideas, being sensitive to what's rising within you and kind of learning how to go with the flow, right? When the opportunity happens or when something opens up, it's like being ready to go with it when it happens. And so for some of you, this could be a very new energy that you're stepping into in regards to your career. For some of you, you could be starting something new, like a new project of some kind that places you in a position to surprise yourself. Maybe you didn't know that you had the potential to do all that. Maybe you saw yourself as just the average Joe, and someone else saw you, as having so much more than you even realized about yourself. And maybe they want you to do more of that, right? They want to highlight that about you. That kind of places you in a position to kind of operate differently, see yourself differently. So someone could be offering you an opportunity here. Now, I do feel for some of you, there could be lessons about balance, not overworking yourself in the future here, not piling too much on your plate, knowing your limits, right? Yeah, knowing your limits, because if you don't know your limits, nobody else is going to know them either. And so it's up for you to provide that sense of balance for yourself as it pertains to work and whatever it is that you do. Even when others don't recognize it, it's like, you may need to speak up and let them know what's going to work for you. Maybe they have an idea of what will work for them, but then it's up to you to speak up and let them know, okay, well, these are my challenges, right? This is what would work for me. And so I feel like this could be lessons that you're learning this month is about setting healthy expectations for yourself so you're not overburdening or burning yourself out, right? Even if it is a good thing. And this is a new experience where you're able to be really in this new energy, this creative energy. There's still a need for balance because there's still the opportunity of burning out if there is no balance, right? So that's one of the things you're learning around work coming up in the future here, especially because you are entering, many of you entering into new spaces with the Fool and the Ace of Cups. Beautiful spaces, right? I did a message early this morning, the encouragement of the day. If you have not watched that, go over and take a look at that video, okay, Taurus? I'm going to post it actually at the end here. And the encouragement was about Spirit opening up and confirming that thing that you've been possibly being led to do, this new energy that's been arising, that's been just kind of probably just nipping at the back of your mind, but you're like, I don't have time for that, or we're not going to do that. Like, how would that, but Spirit is saying yes. You've been waiting for permission. I'm saying yes. Spirit is saying, go play, go do that thing, that you've been wanting to do. You have permission. Spirit is giving you permission to do it. And also being able to step outside of any fears, right? Fear of what people will say, fear of, things not necessarily happening in our way, on our time frame when we want it to happen, fear of disappointing people, and so this new space that you're entering into is one that's definitely going to allow you to step into, possibly for some of you, a very playful energy. These are those things that we don't make time for because sometimes they don't make sense in our regular life. They don't make sense in our quest to pay the rent or pay the bills, but there is a stream of income in those things in play, right? And those things that we love and those things that actually spark a very creative energy, right? Whatever that is, whatever that could be, you take what you love, your passion, what you love. People do it all the time. So don't tell me it's not true. And you find a way to share that with others. Okay? There is a way, right? And we were talking about that in the message of encouragement this morning. You take what you love and you learn to share that with others. And there is a way, I feel like Spirit is saying there are streams of income that you can produce in that. And for those of us that are crafty enough and that are, connected enough, that have the right opportunities and the right connections and the right resources, like there's possibility that you could actually, absolutely turn that into what you do. And you do what you do and you get paid for what you love to do, and you feel like, possibly like you're not even working, you're getting paid to play. It's that kind of play. And so the Fool represents that kind of energy, a new beginning. It's almost like stepping into something that you may not really have a lot of experience in, but it's a passion. The Ace of Cups is a passion. It's something that's very, allows you to be in that very childlike energy, open, trusting, very faithful and loyal, right? But it's a very trusting energy, very open energy, where all of your, and I'm looking and I'm seeing a picture of just all of the energy centers flowing freely, like there's no blocks, completely open to the flow is what I'm seeing. And when we tap into that inner passion, and you know what I'm thinking about? I'm thinking about things like taking someone who has had this ability to cook, and grandma cooked and mama cooked, daddy cooked. Everybody had this ability. And so it comes down to you. And this is something that you go in the kitchen and you don't even give a second thought to it, like Tabitha. And you just go in there and you just put some stuff together, and people are like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. Oh my goodness, make some more. What else can you make? It's like everything that you put your hands to cook turns into magic. And so you take that and you learn a way to actually meet the needs of people through your gifts, and voila, right? That's what I'm talking about. But because we're so wrapped up into the 9 to 5, okay, so you work for the IRS. So because you work a 9 to 5, you're taking care of a family, you never really have time to really dig in and pour time and energy into actually looking to see if you have something here that's marketable, something that people need. Last thing I heard, we all need to eat. Until the day that we die, we will need to eat, right? And so it's just stuff like that. For you, it's like going in the kitchen and playing, but you don't hardly have time to do it because you're so busy taking care of life. But that is your pot of gold, is what Spirit is saying. That's just an example, Taurus. Maybe some of you do cook, but whatever that thing is for your career, it's almost like there could be opportunities to come in. And then we have the Tower on the bottom. For some of you, you may be having something closed down, like your job could be ending. You could get fired. I know that sounds terrible, but like whatever that misfortune is that's beyond your control is actually the invitation to play. Okay? And I'm going to leave it there because I know I'm going on and on and on. But the energies I have here is Sagittarius with the 10 of Wands, Aries with the 2 of Wands, Sagittarius with the King of Wands, Capricorn with the 3 of Pentacles. The Princess of Cups is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. The Ace of Cups, same thing, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy. And the Fool is Virgo energy. Yeah, Virgo energy, Uranus energy. And on the bottom was Aries with the Tower. Okay, So that's what I have for you, Taurus. Thank you for stopping by. So these are the future lessons coming around love, life, and career. Okay. So that was for you. Make sure you like, share, comment. I'm going to post my encouragement of the day video right here, talking about going and playing. Okay. I hope you like it. I hope you like this video. You may like that one too. If you do, give me a comment. Let me know how it relates. At the least, give me a like. That'll be fine too. A nice reciprocation of energy. But all in all, consider subscribing. Hit the bell if you do. Make sure you are notified whenever I post new content, okay? Thank you, Taurus. I'll see you soon. Bye.